me just scroll through Twitter.
You must have. There must be a good memes. I went through all these different like websites. Like, what's the good place to find funny game image? And it's been such a crap week for funny memes. I feel like you asked the question earlier this week, like, where do you get your memes from? And now I have to ask the same thing.
You made fun of me, and I was like, no, that's a completely legit.
I just don't know either.
Yeah.
Has there been? I feel like there's been a gaming meme this week, but I don't know.
There's probably been one, Steve.
Yeah, there's definitely been one.
We just don't know where it is. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to the Place Where We Are podcast. This is the place where every week we get together and talk about all of our favourite news we found for the last 7 days, and also talk about what we've been playing and what we've been enjoying. My name's Josh. I also go by BottlerWorks, but I'm here with Will Olivemeister.
Hello, I'm Olivemeister or Will. You can find me on the internet.
And I'm also here with Steve Quikwix.
Hello, I'm Steve, and today I'll be performing the role of podcaster.
And Sam, who is Sammeh.
Yeah, I'm not Sam today, I'm Sammeh.
You just rotate which one you feel like.
Do you want us to address you by your full name today?
No.
Just instantly dox you straight away.
Oh god, please no.
Who's been playing something exciting this week? Because I've had the most boring week ever. It's just been work. Who's been playing something fun? Someone tell me about a fun video game.
Do we want to go with the big hitter first, which is
you have to, right?
The game that's taken over all our evenings for one evening, and now we're all done with it, which is Vampire Survivors.
Oh yes,
right?
Okay, so you've got to explain this to me, because I saw like an article about it this morning, right? And I was like, oh, what is this? And apparently it's just already over.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is it's...
So what's it called? What's it called?
It's a brief but passionate affair. Vampire Survivors. Brief but passionate. It does one thing, and that is... Okay, so you see...
does it do it well?
And so you do see, like... I'm trying to find... There's like one image there of a dude just stood like in an empty field. Yeah, and then there's that image where it's a dude that seems to be setting fire to the world, right? And over the course of like half an hour, you go from a guy who can't kill anything to a guy who is wiping the screen just constantly. It's like a laser show where everything dies, and it's awesome.
Okay, I need more. Like, what is it? I have no idea what this is.
Imagine a bullet hell, right?
Yeah.
But you're the bullet hell.
Yeah.
Reverse.
It's like a brand new genre. I'm coining it idle roguelike. Okay, it's gonna be all the rage soon. So basically, all you do is you walk around using WASD, and you pick up gems which are dropped by enemies, and then every time you level up, you get a new item, or you level up one of your existing items, and it just makes you kill things more efficiently. And there's like item combos. When you get there's passives which enhance what your items do, and then once you get an item high enough level, you can evolve it into a new item which is even more efficient at killing things, and it just all cascades. It reminds me of like a really good run in Isaac, where the whole screen, you walk into a room, the whole screen explodes, and then you've won, and that just keeps happening. It's like that, but there's a little more like, you can sort of tip the odds in your favor a little more easily in this game. There's not a lot to it right now. It's like...
It sounds like a good little mobile game.
Absolutely.
Is it on mobile?
No.
Because it seems like the perfect kind of like quick play mobile game.
Here's the thing, right? This game, the only buttons are WASD. That's it. You literally just walk around. The game plays itself.
Oh, so you don't even shoot?
Nope.
No. Everything is automatic and on a timer and does it automatically.
Interesting. Okay.
So are you just in the green field the whole time?
There's a field and a library. That's the only two maps at the moment. But like, so you can only have 6 active items that are actively, chucking out bullet hell abilities.
Yeah.
And 6 passives. So it's not like you just get everything and become OP. You kind of do have to like make a build.
Yeah.
As well. And it's only £2.
Yeah,
That's the big thing is
I saw it was like $3 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, a friend of ours was playing it and streaming it, and then me and Sam, I think we were done doing like Hunt or Monster Hunter or something, and we joined Discord to talk to him. And he was like, "Yeah, look, it's this fun game," and he was like, "It's £2." So me and Sam both just went, "All right, okay, I'm buying this. Let's try it out."
That's half a meal deal.
Yeah, exactly. Which is how I value all things, how I measure value in all things. But yeah, it doesn't have a huge amount of content. There's like 2 levels, 5 characters, and they all hard end at 30 minutes, regardless of even if you're doing super well. It just something happens and the level ends. I won't spoil it, but yeah, and it's early access, so they're talking about adding more. I think it just got an update right before me and Sam jumped on, and I'm just excited to see more. I'm 100%ed it already. I think it took me 2 evenings of playing it.
I have every unlock and every achievement on this game.
Yeah.
Like,
what's your playtime?
4 hours, 5 hours, something like that. Let me boot up Steam.
My playtime is 7.4 hours.
Yeah, because a few articles I saw, people were like, "This game's so good! Oh my god, I got it, and I've played it for like 3 days." It's like, and now you're saying
they probably mean days in like like small sessions.
I guess
also, I got an update and it's gained 3 more achievements. I'm gonna have to go and get.
Right now, while we've been talking.
Be right back.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Okay, hold on.
No, please stay. I need you for content.
Yeah, it was
sorry. Vampire Survivors is calling.
This was another one of them games where I finished it and all I wanted to do was play more.
That's the best kind of game.
I think they've just added 2 new characters. Literally while we've been talking, they've just added 2 characters.
Are these
what I'm playing tonight?
These look like Castlevania sprites.
That's the other thing the game is like
what?
The game is like ripping off Castlevania in a way that doesn't feel okay.
Yeah,
I think it's all original, just copied.
I
have nothing to back that up, but that's how it feels.
It's all fun and games until your stolen asset game accidentally makes $1 million. And then Konami start like knocking on your door.
Oh my god, it's so fucking satisfying to play though. It's annoying, right? Because the game is so simple. It's like anyone could have made this. I'm sure with some Unity experience, you could make it in an afternoon, right? At least the bones of it.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking satisfying. You see those, like, when all these skeletons are like pouring onto the screen, if you've got the right build, you can just stand still in the middle and your hordes of weapons and like area of effect stuffs will just be annihilating them over and over again, and it's just like, oh yeah, it really gets that like dopamine going.
I saw some comments that said like, why was this not a Flash game back in 2003?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because this game could have existed for such a long time.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it's such a simple concept. It's so just endlessly satisfying. Yeah. And like me and Sam, it like on the face of it, it seems quite shallow, but like me and Sam have been talking about builds and things. Like there is something there. Yeah.
There's something that I wish to accomplish in this game that, for all intents and purposes, we've been told can't be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
we've been like discussing strategies.
It's got to the point where I'm like, but what if we do this and this? Like maybe.
Yeah. It feels like this is it's got the like loop down. It just needs content now. If they started dropping more levels, characters, weapons, and combos and things, this could be a real fucking like game of the year like contender. Already.
Surely the first thing you've got to do is just change the artwork, right? It's just if it's that close to stolen art, you got to get with that.
Yeah, that's the iffy bit. Like I'm pretty sure the first character is just straight up Alucard.
It's Alucard, right? Yeah.
You take all this money.
Simon, right? Simon Belmont. I'm not sure. One of them.
You got to take all this money and you just got to instantly hire a bunch of freelancers and be like, look, I need brand new assets.
One guy.
I need brand new assets yesterday.
but at the same time, there's a weird kind of charm to it. I really like the art. Yeah. I really like it.
That's really. I'm gonna have to.
It does one thing. It was literally my favorite thing that kept me going. There's like boss monsters. When you kill them, they drop a treasure chest. I mean, you open the chest, you get the most satisfying sound clip of the chest opening, and it
You know, like when it reminded me of, you know, when you unbox a case in Counter-Strike and it's got the ticker like pinging around and you see all the good stuff going past. It's like that.
Yeah.
But there's like levels to chests, right? Where you open a chest and it's like, yeah, it's just a blue rare item. It's not that good. And then there's ones where it's like properly popping off and there's shit flying all over the screen and you're like, yes.
£2.09.
This is gonna help my build.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This is the type of game where you could buy this game and then put it down and go, I don't like this, and you don't feel ripped off, right?
Yeah,
for £2.
16,000 reviews on
but
Steam.
look at some of that shit. Oh, it's so satisfying.
It does look like it would be fun to play for sure.
Yeah.
Like as like a time wasty game.
Aren't all games time wasters?
I mean, you know,
we won't get into that.
I got 100% completion in 7 hours. Like that's a good turnover.
It's longer than an Uncharted game. Just saying. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, all these AAA studios spending hundreds of millions to develop these cinematic experiences. Nah, man, just give me a field full of skeletons and let me annihilate them.
Instead,
over and
just
over again.
like
That's all I want.
Instead, just football, but you are the ball. Just some weird shit like that. Just reverse a game mechanic and make $1 million. No, that's. I'm gonna buy that. I think after we end
game of the year so far, 100%. I mean, you know, there's Elden Ring coming, but
it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be close. Could go either way.
That £2 shovelware game. Ooh.
Exactly.
What you been playing, Steve?
I've played a few new games this week. I have played Nobody Saves the World, which I streamed on Wednesday.
Ooh.
Which I hear I'm going to be in a fight with someone about
really
soon. Yeah.
And how come?
Well, Will said he has different opinions on it than me.
Oh, I was waiting to do a walk on like a wrestler and tell you about why I don't like it. But you go.
I'll explain the game first. It's a game where it plays like a almost like a 2D Zelda game, but maybe a bit more bullets helly. It's not really bullet hell actually. It's just more like the combat's more. There's like bigger enemy waves.
Yeah.
And you get transformations, and you can transform into different forms and have different abilities. And as you level up, it gets more and more complicated. You unlock more and more forms.
There's like 16 different forms or something. I think I remember reading. There's tons of different forms.
It's like dungeons are randomized when you go in for the most part. There's a lot to the game, and I enjoyed my time with it. I played a little bit more. Apparently, although I didn't get to level 10. Apparently the game opens up a lot more when you get to level 10 because some sort of mechanic unlocks, but I haven't got there quite yet. I'm level 9 in the game. But yeah, I enjoyed my time with it. It's I'm still going to play it. It's it's just a little fun game to play.
It's on Game Pass, right?
Yes, it is on Game Pass.
It is, yeah.
I wouldn't pay for it, but
I just know it's the Guacamelee people. That's all. That's the main thing that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Will you go for it? Because I hear you have different opinions.
Well, so here's the thing. I really liked Guacamelee, but this made me want to go back and play Guacamelee and see if it is as good as I remember. Because this game is like, I don't know if it was made by like a B team or something, but just feels so clunky to play. To actually like fight things in this game feels so awkward. I'm like,
yeah.
I remember Guacamelee having amazing combat of for a Metroidvania.
I'm going to throw out
one thing that really
a lot of really good Metroidvanias have come out since Guacamelee came out. So, like you say, it might not be as good as you remember. Maybe.
Sorry, you going?
Well, okay, so yeah, the game. I was expecting this like sort of Zelda-esque. But with like the Guacamelee kind of, it's got the like humor. You can see the mobs in the game below are they're like a bit silly looking. It's weirdly stat focused. In that like your character has a level, and as you level up, you'll just get like plus 10 attack or something and plus 50 health. instead of like interesting, and there is stuff in it that's like you need this form to get to this place, right? Like a classic Metroid. It's like, oh, this is over some water, so you should find a form that can swim, and then you're good. But the way of getting that form isn't like go to a dungeon and beat a boss and get an item. It's just level up, and it just makes it feel, I don't know. It felt like I was just grinding from the start, and with like in my opinion, the very clunky feeling combat. I wasn't ever like, oh, I'm really enjoying this. And it's you get per character, you get like challenges, right? So you'll have the ranger will be like, I don't know, poison 5 guys or something, right? But it keeps feeding you these challenges, and it just means that the whole time I'm like, okay, check the quest menu. What have I got to get? Check this. What have I got to do this? And then like the game wants you to keep switching forms, but you get so many quests that I'm like, I want to focus on this one. But then it'll throw monsters at you that's like, no, that you can't hurt this guy as this character, and the whole thing just feels like, I don't know, it just feels, and it feels clunky. That's the only way I can describe it.
It's trying to make
awkward.
It's trying to make you mix it up when you don't want to.
Yeah, you don't.
Yes, but and you benefit from like leveling up one guy and doing that. Yeah, I don't know.
I can agree with all of those criticisms. Like, I definitely like the quest system to level up, because you don't level up via like just killing enemies. You have to do these quests, like stomp 3 enemies with your stomp skill. And the combat, some of the forms does feel iffy with the combat. I will say that when you level up and get further in the game, you can like combine skills from different forms, and get like
that's the interesting part. The game has like a ton of really interesting ideas. So you can take like the passives and moves from one guy and put them on another guy.
That sounds
now your archer does a poison move or something.
That's why.
Go on.
I was say that's why I'm giving it more of a chance, because I hear that it like at the moment I'm like fine playing it, but I hear it gets much more interesting as you get to the higher levels. And also something to note is this game also does have co-op as well. I haven't tried the co-op yet, so that might
it'd
also
be interesting to see how the co-op works. But I don't know. All the menu animations take way too long to do anything. It really annoys me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You'll be like, oh, I completed a quest, so it does this like, you completed it. It does this big stamp on your screen, and then all these bars fill up because you got XP. And then if you level up, a whole new page opens that tells you that you've got all these new stats, and it just like, and this will happen. This will be happening like mid combat, and I'm like, I just want to fight this. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Bad user experience.
It's but that's like across the whole game. It's like they'll chuck you into combat where they'll be like, okay, this guy can only be hurt by swords, and this guy can only be hurt by magic. So you have to. The idea is to juggle forms, but the switching just doesn't feel helpful. And also, you have to remember then which form does what kind of damage, and you can put passives from one on the other. So you might have changed the one you want to go to, and the enemy variety is awful. I've fought the same things over and over again, to the point where like it throws a boss at you that's just a bigger one of the regular enemies that I fought. No. And that's where I was like, oh, come on.
Palette swaps and regular enemy bosses are the worst.
Yeah. The dungeons are randomized, which is like you'll go up to a cool they have this like overworld, and then there's dungeons all over it, and the art is good. I don't think it looks good in motion. Like you can see these screenshots here is like, oh, that looks like a fun looking game, but when everything's moving about, I'm like, this is kind of, I don't like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll go into a dungeon and it's just, there's no like Zelda puzzles. It's just
combat.
It's like a Diablo level.
Yeah.
You just fight mobs over and over again until you get to
Diablo
the end.
is a good shout, yeah.
And then there's no boss. You just fight waves of enemies in a single room. And that's the fight. That's how you complete the dungeon. I think I'm being harder on it than I thought. Now I'm talking about it now. I'm like, fuck this game.
Yeah.
Get madder and madder the more you talk about it.
Yeah, it is. I did have some fun with it, and like I said, it's got really really neat ideas. I like the idea of the switching forms and to do different things, and then taking the powers of. Because there was one thing I made. I found like a slug that had a dash move, and then I took that dash move and gave it to a different character. So now I have an archer that can zip around at 100 miles an hour at will, which is like that's fun. But that's in service of a combat system that just doesn't feel satisfying to play at all.
Yeah.
You see, I agree with most of it. I'm still like, I'm not as like hard on the game as you are, because I'm still like, there's problems with it. Well, there's not problems, but there's like things that can be improved.
Yeah.
I'm still having fun with it though. Like, I definitely feel like if you played co-op, probably would be a lot more fun. Yeah, like there's just some minor like things that I'm like, oh, they might patch it, they might not. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully, definitely the menu animations, because it's like when you complete a quest, it's like does the bars, and then it has to put like a giant sticker on it to be like you completed that quest.
You can't skip any of it, and
I'm like, no, you just remove the sticker part. You don't need the sticker part.
Yeah, and you'll be like handing in 4 or 5 of these at a time, and you're just hand all these in. I don't care. I don't want to see your animation. And then if you unlock a form, it does this whole unlock animation. It gives you a big intro about them, and I'm like, I just want to play the damn game. Let me at it.
But I would say it's probably worth a try. Like, it's not like a total dog shit game. It's worth, like, if you fancy it and you've got Game Pass, give it a try. Would I pay 20 quid for it? Probably not. But Game Pass for sure, yes.
I feel like this is the problem with Game Pass is now I have to qualify everything I say by saying like I didn't pay for this and I never would have played this without Game Pass. And as I'm paying £1 for it, it was okay. Like, I can't really complain because all I lost was a couple of hours.
I have this game installed, and you've completely put me off.
Give it a try. Maybe it'll click with you like it did.
Yeah. Play it co-op with me or Will or someone else, and see if you like it. As well. Yeah,
I've got to say, like objectively looking at it, the art style does nothing for me.
Yeah, and it's not funny. There's a couple jokes that I've been like, well done, good job, but nothing's made me laugh. And I remember really having a good time with Guacamelee and its humor. So it's like I really want to go back and try it and be like, was I just high or something when I played that? I was just way more forgiving.
I think Guacamelee might have been like of its time. I remember it having like tons of memes. Maybe in Guacamelee.
I just remember it being really funny. I don't know.
I bet if you go back to Guacamelee now, and it's like,
how can I play? I bet I've got Guacamelee for free.
You've probably got it on Steam, but it was
all
like really old Reddit memes, but just like Guacamelee, like sumo wrestlers. And I bet if you go back to it now, it's kind of like, oof, I don't know about that. You could have a look though. Go back to Guacamelee and play it for half an hour.
Yeah, I might do that. I might just do that. Apparently, I have it. I've never played it.
Because I also remember Guacamelee being really good, but since then we've had like a new Metroid game and Hollow Knight and a whole bunch of other like really good Metroidvanias. Maybe it was just good at the time. I don't know. But
I'm just I don't know.
I have it installed. Maybe I'll check it out at some point.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out because I feel like Will is just not wrong, but yeah, he's like there are good parts to the game, like it is. But yeah, so that's that one, and I have played 2 more new games this week. One is for me Vermintide 2.
Ooh,
good game.
Yeah, I've been playing that. I've been being carried by a couple friends, and because I know it's totally different, but I've not played really Warhammer games before, other than like the physical version when I was much younger. And there's Total War Warhammer coming out soon, and it was like, oh yeah, well, I know it's different, but I was like, oh yeah, we'll play Vermintide, and it's literally just me going around on my the human male character or the dwarf, and just whacking rats.
Yeah,
and it's very fun.
I always feel like people say like it's like a Left 4 Dead clone, but I feel like that sells it. That sells it really short. I think it's. I think there's something about the combat in Vermintide is so visceral. It just feels really chunky.
Yeah, the combat feels good for sure.
The blocking and the parrying as well was done incredibly well in this game.
I've only played a few of the easier difficulties, and I already am like, oh, I need to heal much more than everyone else does, and they're getting many more kills than I am.
Yeah.
But
There is literally a power level in that game which determines how much damage you do and take.
As well as talent points as well.
Yeah.
That's been fun. I do want to play that more, for sure.
Vermintide 2 is a solid game.
Yeah, it's definitely a game which I could definitely see adding to my general repertoire of games that I touch frequently.
The rotation.
And yeah, but that's quite an old game, and I feel like most people know Vermintide or Left 4 Dead.
I feel like people have made up their mind on Vermintide by now. Yeah.
And the last game that I played has been Pokémon Legends Arceus.
Oh. So how are you?
It is.
I am not very far at all. As in, I'm literally like 2 hours in.
Okay, I'm further than you.
If that. Why?
I haven't played.
My rental turned up late.
Yeah.
So by late I mean Saturday.
All right. So you gotta lay it out. Is it Monster Hunter but Pokemon?
No. It's no. I haven't fought the first.
You didn't sound sure.
Yet. No. I had to think for a second. It's not because it's not. I haven't fought the first boss, and it's not been Monster Hunter for me so far. It's been more Breath of the Wildy, sort of, where it's just like you just go like. There are missions. There is like a story, but I just enjoy going around, just exploring, being like, oh, there's a Pokemon, throw a Pokeball. There's a Pokemon, send out my little baby Rowlet to smack them. Yeah, it's a very chill game, especially at the start.
So it's not like mission based. You can just disappear off into the world and hang out.
Yeah, you can roam.
The way it does the story is kind of through missions. But you can just go anywhere that you've already been to. Which it has very clear roadblocks as well. Like it'll be, you can't go here right now.
Yeah,
until you do.
And it's like, okay. Once I've done the main story, that's when I'll get there.
Yeah,
but you can just run around.
I played a game a couple of months back called Monster Hunter Stories 2, which everyone was like, oh, it's just Monster Hunter but Pokemon. And after completing that and playing these two games are so incredibly similar.
Really?
Yes.
Now you've made me interested in Pokemon's Monster Hunter Stories.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Arceus. Fuck.
I think the biggest difference is Arceus at the moment. I've done a couple of boss fights and stuff. Battling is not a big part of this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of Pokemon you just
like Pokemon battling.
A lot of them you just walk up to them and you throw a Pokeball, and they're just like, "Oh, okay, you got me." And you can literally do drive-bys. Like you just run past the Pokemon and you just like third-person shooter it, and then just keep running.
At first, I hated that, and I was like, "Oh no, I like to battle." But now I'm just kind of like, where it's encouraging you to be like, you need to catch 10 Bidoofs. Like I'm just like, "Oh yeah, throw Pokeball.
Yeah.
You're mine now."
Yeah.
But there's like no incentive at the moment to do poker battling.
There is a little bit with the Pokédex, because you have to to unlock the Pokédex. You need to. There's like quests in it. Like it'll be like use Gust on Rowlet 10 times or something.
Yeah. So you can.
There is a little bit, but yeah.
Preface the whole thing with Pokédex or every other game is just you catch a Pokemon, it's in the Pokédex. Whereas this is the first one where every Pokemon has almost like its own mission list. And to fully fill it out in the Pokédex, you don't just catch it. It's like catch it 10 times. Okay, now fight it 20 times. Okay, now watch it do this move 25 times.
The counterbalance to that is you complete the Pokédex entry by doing very little of that list.
Yeah.
Like it'll give you tons that you can check off, but after doing about 4 or 5, you've completed it.
Yeah, but the min-maxer in me is like,
but
it even gives you a sticker to say this is done.
Yeah, but they'll probably give you a better sticker when you actually complete every single mission on it, I'm assuming.
Got to get that better sticker, man.
But yeah, this is the first game in the Pokemon series where it's like the objective is to catch them all that you can. It's not like go around, do the gyms, and then get the Pokemon League. It's your objective is to literally go and catch everything.
Yeah, it's the first Pokemon game where there's a lot of stuff that's similar, but it's like the little things. I'm like, oh, that's different for the first time ever. It's like,
well, it's definitely nice to play.
Yeah, you got potions in previous Pokemon games are always like 20 HP, I think, in like every single Pokemon game, and then this is so minor, but it got me. Where it's like,
it's got me as well.
Yeah, in this one you get a potion, and it's like a potion heals 60 HP, and I'm like, oh no shit. It's so small.
I really thought you were gonna go drastic there with like,
nope.
Oh, now my starter Pokemon has 400 HP, 4,000 HP, and every tackle does 50,000 damage. And
I've already got a
three
Pokemon.
times as much.
I've already got a Pokemon at like level 30 that has nearly 300 health, and I'm like, this isn't normal. That's not normal. But
I think
it
also
has a crafting system as well, which I'm loving. As a that very much appeals to me in games. There's a very nice self-sufficient crafting system.
Yeah, so you can, whilst you're out in the wild, you can basically make everything with stuff that you find out and about. Yeah. At least, again, I'm like 2 hours in, so I can make Pokeballs and potions. But
can you die? Can you get beaten up by like a random?
I believe so.
Your character can get beaten up, yes, and you can faint and have to be taken back to the city again.
That's really
can also faint while still having Pokemon available to fight.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, it's the first.
If you personally get hit by Pokemon moves and stuff, and you white out, that's you gone.
It's the first Pokemon game as well that I think other Pokemon games have had like graveyards and stuff. But this is the first Pokemon game where characters are talking to you, and they're like, "Yeah, don't mess up out there because you'll fucking die." And it's like, wait, what?
Sure.
Every other game, like, "Oh, you fainted and blacked out. Oh, it's a shame." And then the person, this is just like, "Yeah, if you go out there and die, like, have this thing on you so we can find your body and get the bits back."
I'm just waiting for like there to be an NPC like, "Oh yeah, this cipher cut off my arm or something." You know?
It's definitely different. It's
good because it's different. I definitely think I'll finish the game, but I looked through it a little bit with warped eyes because I've literally played the Monster Hunter Pokemon game.
Yeah, and
like that was so much more of a JRPG, whereas this is just kind of like an open world exploration game.
Yes, yeah.
You might find that the combat gets more important the later you get into the game. I assume there's eventually Pokemon that you won't be able to catch drive-bys. You have to fight them.
Oh, there are Pokemon, some like that, but you can't drive by them, but you can like bait them in with bait and then catch them with surprise Pokeballs.
Yeah, so you can kind of like set up like traps in a way almost with like berries or mud balls or something. Yeah.
So it's not like in it's not like in OG Pokemon where you have to beat them up a little bit and then you catch them.
You can do that, but
distract them and then catch them.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking like maybe like further in the game, because that's in the game. Maybe it does go back to a bit more traditional, where it's like, okay, you can still drive by Pidgeys and shit, but if you want to catch that Gyarados over there, you got to actually fight it and win and then catch it.
What actually also threw me was, because to initiate a Pokemon battle, you send out a Pokemon near the enemy Pokemon. But if there were like a couple of enemy Pokemon nearby, it puts you in battle with them all.
Really?
You've got like I've only had 2 so far at a time, but I'm assuming with more, like if there's like a big pack, you'd be in battle with them all, and you have to fight the one. You can't choose your target. I don't think you have to fight the one that's. Oh, you can.
You can cycle through.
Yeah, and like also with this, because it's like all out in the open, like there's Pokemon have different heights and different weights, and sometimes they're like, go catch me a heavy Pokeball, a heavy like Weasel or something, you know. So it's definitely interesting. I would say it's not like I'm not fiending to play it like some Pokemon games. This one I'm like, I'm playing other games right now, but if I've got spare time, I'm like, I love hopping on and just playing it. It's not something I'm like, oh, I want to finish it straight away.
I've got this weird bit with it where I think this is the best Pokemon game I've played in a very long time.
I mean, it's the only Pokemon
But
game.
I got no dog in this fight.
It's the only Pokemon game that's
also,
new. Like the other ones are just it's the same thing over and over again.
But I'm also like, just like the old Pokemon games, like the past 3 that have come out.
Yeah.
I'm playing it because it's new. I don't know if it's still going to stick once I'm like 15 hours in, 25 hours in, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Do you think, like, because this is like a precursor, right? This is like like a prequel. This is
kind
back
of
in time, right?
It's really the story's weird. It did things at the start that I didn't think it would do.
But do you think this is potentially the new like ground zero? Like going forward, this is what we're not going to get Pokemon. I can't remember Sword and Shield 2.
Yeah,
we're going to get Pokemon Arceus 2.
I don't know, because the one thing with this game is there is no competitive battling. Like, you can trade with friends, but you can't battle friends, it seems like.
That seems weird.
So they would need to kind of mix it up, because the competitive Pokemon scene is pretty big. And
7 people.
There's the there's the Pokemon video games, the Pokemon trading card games, there's Pokken. What's the newest one as well that came out? Oh,
Pokken probably does
Digimon.
have 7 people.
No, the MOBA one.
Pal World.
No, the MOBA one that came out on Switch and
Pokemon
No, not Pokemon Go. What? I've even forgotten its name.
That Wizarding World mobile game.
What the fuck are you doing? The
we played it, the MOBA, yes.
Oh,
Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon Unite. That's also getting a world championship as well. So
is it?
they
They
definitely care about.
No, it's not.
It is. Yeah.
Oh my god, really? Why?
So yeah, they definitely will.
Wait until the finals is against the bot team.
But I definitely feel like this is gonna inspire in future Pokemon games. There's definitely gonna take things from this one and put them in future games for sure.
You might just find that they do Pokemon Legends, and that becomes its own subcategory.
Nah.
Yeah.
I could see that for other regions, but I definitely feel like they're gonna do a Gen 9. They're not. I don't.
Oh
see
yeah,
them
I mean,
doing like
I mean side by side. Like every couple of years, you get like a new Legends game or something.
Yeah, because the Pokemon Let's Go, some people liked it, but some didn't. So that kind of like dropped off. I could definitely see them doing more Legends games.
Let's Go felt like, where they had to get a game out, but the mainline one wasn't finished. It was
let's do Gen 1 again.
Just do Gen 1 again, yeah.
Is this game doing well with like 1 critics and 2 Pokemon critics?
Critics, yes. It's reviewed well.
Yeah.
The reviews have basically said like the start of it is a bit slow, but it gets good later on, and the graphics are bad for the most part, is what I've seen. And Pokemon fans, I seem to enjoy it. Like, there's shiny hunting in it, so they're like, oh yeah, we can shiny hunt. That's hours and hours of content.
Because you look at reviews for Pokemon games and you're like, okay, here's some normal people playing a Pokemon game, and then you gotta, if you want to dig deeper, then you gotta go to the dark places, haven't you? Where people get really mad at Pokemon games.
Well, it's always like a Metacritic 9 out of 10, user critic 0.
yes, exactly. Yeah,
it's got that thing again where I think this game could have been even better if it just wasn't on the Switch.
Yep. That's the problem. That's the problem with every Switch game, unfortunately.
All Switch, yeah.
Actually, this is the first Pokemon game where I could see them putting it on PC eventually, because there's no competitive battling.
No way. You're crazy.
Yeah, no, but this is usually because of the competitive battling. It's like, they got hosted servers and stuff. But where this one doesn't have that, I could see them eventually maybe putting it on PC. I think probably not, like 20% chance, whereas all the other ones it's like 1% chance.
I think competitive battling and multiplayer is the last thing keeping Pokemon on Nintendo platforms. It's probably Nintendo's big foot keeping the door closed.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say, like, if they were to put anyone on PC of the Pokemon games, I could definitely see this being the one.
Have we ever
That's
had any kind of
If they were gonna
mainline
put-
like Nintendo
yeah.
property on PC?
If they were going to put
Not on-
any, I would have seen them being like Mystery Dungeon or that series.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Mystery Dungeon as well. Yeah,
Like if they were
'Cause
going to do
that's
it,
fully
they'd have
single
done it
player.
by now.
you know.
It is weird. They're not even like, because they could do like a, classic collection or something on Steam, and it would sell
But
like
people-
hotcakes, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but people competitive battle, in those as well. Like they can re-release them with like online
why does that-
features on
Why does
Switch or
that
something.
stop people? Wouldn't that
Because,
just make the scene more popular?
People would hack more than they already do.
That was.
I
I
think
remember
the
the first time
competitive
I
side
mystery
has
traded
nothing to do
in
with
one
it.
of them a while back and got a hacked Pokemon. I think it's rife already.
I'm with Sam on this. I think the competitive side of Pokemon has no influence on any decision of where it ends up.
Probably true. Yeah,
Haven't they-
definitely
yeah.
they want Pokemon for their system sellers.
Haven't
But-
Nintendo like actively pushed away competitive Pokemon scenes for?
No, the Sword and Shield
ages
one's
now.
done well, but it's more.
Isn't it all unofficial?
They don't push it away,
No,
but
they
they
have an
don't invite
official-
it. It's the same thing
Yes,
with like
yeah.
Smash Bros.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say with Smash Bros.
There was I think it was one of the Evos where, or maybe one of the tournaments where Smash Bros was like the front runner, and right
Yeah.
before it was all gonna like kick off, Nintendo just shut it down, and people were like, "What are you doing? Like, we're trying to play your game in front of
That
like,
was
thousands
because-
of people."
That was because they were using a modded version of it to have like online play or something. They modded
Yeah.
it somehow, and that's
It's-
why they had to.
they
cease and
used-
They
desist.
made it playable.
I can't remember what it
Yes.
is, but it's just like, oh no, this modded version of Smash Bros is like kicking into our Melee sales in the year 2016. Like, we're not selling any. It's going to stop us selling fresh copies of Melee on the GameCube.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
come on,
I honestly
Nintendo.
thought they were gonna put Melee on the Switch at some point because of that. Because like, if they were like gonna sell like, oh, online Melee, here you go.
They
I
could.
can understand
yeah.
that, but they haven't done that yet. So I'm like, maybe
you could port Smash Bros Melee to the Switch, make it the most bare bones remaster, and give it online play. Charge
Yes.
$60 for it, 50 quid, and
Mm-hmm.
you would sell over 1 million copies.
for
But-
sure.
That's exactly my point about Pokemon on PC. They could release single, Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow for like 50 quid a pop, and people would buy them.
If they
'Cause
made a
people
Pokemon
go crazy
MMO,
for Pokemon.
if they made like a Pokemon MMO, it would literally break the internet. Like that, it would be over.
I think the
Pokemon Go
yeah.
was like nothing. If they made a Pokemon MMO, like a decent Pokemon MMO, no other game would stand a chance.
I think the fact that Nintendo's IPs and their exclusives hold so much weight, I think it's more valuable to keep them exclusives.
Yeah.
It's like, if you suddenly you stick Mario, Pokemon, Zelda on PC or whatever, yeah, you sell millions and millions of copies, but then do you buy the next Nintendo console?
Yeah, I guess.
Because people are already playing these games on PC because they're playing modded versions,
Yeah.
and and they're streaming them like randomizers in Zelda, in Mario, Pokemon, and it's just like Nintendo need to get with the
But what
times
if
a bit.
Nintendo was getting a cut of that? Is my point. People
Yeah.
love these games. They
I
would love
think-
to stream them
yeah.
legit. But
I think-
Nintendo definitely do need to like get with the times and eventually have it on the console for a while. Maybe have some console exclusive features or something, but put your older games on PC. Like, especially like you can't get
Yeah,
a hold of
yeah.
DS games anymore. You can't get
Yeah,
a hold of
yeah.
GBA games. It's like you're barely putting them on like the Nintendo Switch Online service. So just put them on PC.
Well, this is where you
Let
start.
people have fun.
This is where you get to the conversation of like ethical piracy, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
is it
yeah,
really bad to pirate a game that is basically unplayable? Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
if you cannot play it, and you look at a game on Dreamcast or something, I don't know, like Power Stone or something, or just some other random game that's only on a Dreamcast or only on DS, and it's like, oh, this game is secondhand, £200 on eBay,
yeah.
and then you have to buy the hardware.
That's-
It's like, where do you draw the line there?
That's more and more with like GBA and stuff, or Game Boy Color, because the cart's batteries are dead, right? And then when that happens, that's just the cart is a dud. You just can't use it anymore.
Some games are literally abandoned where it's like you cannot play them anymore.
Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, put them on PC. Just try it. What's the worst that's gonna happen? People all see how shoddily they were coded back in the day. What does it matter? We knew that anyway. We've seen the speedruns.
What I think they could do is be like, if you buy it digitally on Switch, then you can pay like a service fee to then play it on PC as well or something, you know? Like, people would do that shit. Like, if you buy it on one platform and then pay like extra and you can play it on PC, but you have to buy it on the Switch first to make sure that you're still paying for the console.
No, I don't want to fuck around with that. Just put a remastered collection on PC.
Just let me get badges on Steam for Pokemon Red.
Here it is, right? You put all 3 in a triple pack that you can just button between each time. I don't know. There's something there. Remaster the pixel art, pull a Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I definitely say there's room for a company to be like, do something really well, with every company seeming to be like, we're doing NFTs right now. So there's some goodwill to be given out right now. If Nintendo did something like that,
we'll get on to NFTs. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, I think Nintendo needs to start doing some PC stuff. Like, don't need to be much.
I want to
put one old property on PC.
I want to preface this entire conversation with the fact that a Nintendo Switch is like the most popular selling console by a massive margin, and they're making absolute bank.
Yeah.
I don't think they need to do anything. I think they're
Oh well, obviously yes. I'm sure they've thought about this kind of thing. I'm just saying.
What's the Switch sales on these days?
I throw my support behind a PC port of some old Nintendo games.
I've got to find the console sales because it's like, I think it's insane.
Switch isn't doing that well, is it?
No, it's doing well.
The Switch is, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th?
No, it's behind the Wii still. Okay.
Yeah, but not by much, considering it came out 11 years after.
Oh yeah, I mean it's doing better than I thought it was, but
I think lifetime sales, it will for sure pass the PlayStation 4, which is probably the big realistic one. I think that's the goal it probably aims for, right? It's PS4. Because they're kind of the same generation. I guess they are the same generation, right? No, a little bit after. Was it 2013 PS4, 2017 for Switch?
Yeah, there's like a mid step, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird middle console, wasn't it? Because the other ones came.
Oh damn, DS family sitting pretty there.
I miss the DS. But yeah, I think So Arceus, I'm 2 hours in, but I'm excited to play a ton more. Is that everything you've played this week? Is that it?
I'm trying to think. I think that's everything like new I've played, other than like Hunt and Siege and Phasmo. I think that's it.
All the generics. Kind of like the Vampire Slayer. What was it called? Vampire what?
Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivors, Josh. Come on, you'll know the name soon.
Yeah, when it's ingrained in my brain. That was kind of both Sam and Will. Did you have anything else, Will or Sam, that you've? What? Or is that it?
I've almost played Rainbow Six Extraction. I've got it installed now.
That game's good. I'll keep saying that every week. That game's good. I haven't played a whole bunch this week, so.
I've been keeping the Monster Hunter grind slowly trucking along. I'm over Hunter rank 100 now.
Oh,
nice.
Vampire Survivors took up pretty much all of like yesterday/day before, I think.
Yeah.
Played some Arceus today. Literally woke up and then played it all the way till like 3 o'clock.
Yeah. No, all I've kind of done this week. I've been playing more Rocket League on mobile. I'm still really enjoying that. I'm on the cusp of platinum rank, which I feel like is really good. I don't know what ranks there are. If there's like,
do you feel like you're earning it, or do you feel like classic mobile game? Oh, good work, son. Pat on the head. And work on the fridge, kind of.
I've clearly passed the point where people kind of don't know how to play, and you just like ram into the ball and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Like people seem to know what they're doing now. There's 3 different queues. There's duel, which is 1v1. There's doubles, and then there's hoops. And hoops is kind of like it's like a different goal size, and it's 2v2.
It's like basketball.
It's like basketball. Yeah. I don't really play that one. I queue for it, but I don't play it. But I'm higher.
No, it's all the weird people play hoops.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
And I'm higher rank in singles than I am for doubles, which.
Oh, so you can't even be like, I got carried. This is all you.
No. Basically, my teammates are garbage.
You're stuck in Rocket League ELO hell.
Yeah. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's just like every time I play, if I do something stupid, you look at it and you're like, oh, that was really dumb. I won't do that again. Like overextending or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just, it continues to surprise me, this little Rocket League mobile game. That
Damn, I keep scrolling past the icon on my homepage, and then I'm like, I don't want to log in, and that's literally the only barrier to entry is me just finding out my Epic login details.
I went on the Play Store one day, and it was there, and I thought, I remember that. I'll check it out, and I think I've played it almost every day since I.
I'm logging in right now.
Okay, we'll play together.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So yeah, I'm still having tons of fun with that. I'm still playing old school RuneScape, so it's not a lot to talk about there because I'm playing it very AFK. Like I'm just doing stuff in the background while I'm at work, basically.
That's how I'm led to understand everyone plays RuneScape.
Well, it's like there's tons of stuff you can do that's quote unquote AFK, but some stuff requires more attention than others.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just training agility in that, which is like the most boring thing you can do in the game. But it's like, it's okay. I'm at work. So I'm just doing that very slowly.
I don't remember how you used to train agility in like Morrowind.
It's used to jump those, right?
You would run stairs and hammer the jump button, and it would just go all the way up to the top. And you would. I don't know where that came from. I was
just down Oblivion. You'd run down a hill and just jumping. But yeah, I'm still enjoying RuneScape, and I've been not so much playing, but I've been listening to the soundtrack of Omori a hell of a lot. Don't know. Have I ever told any of you about that game?
You streamed it, didn't you?
I streamed bits and pieces. Omori is really good. I don't know if any of you know about it.
Nope. Never heard of it. Yeah.
It's a weird art style kind of game, but
I have to preface the entire game with like it covers some like really heavy stuff, like story wise, like mental illness and depression and some like suicide stuff. But it's one of those games where it's got a really cutesy art style, and it's very like Earthbound. If you've ever played those,
yeah, there's a Earthbound or Mother that gives me that vibes. Yeah.
But it's like, it's kind of psychological horror, but jumps between that and really cutesy stuff. It's an RPG first and foremost. It's a JRPG, turn based, and the fights are like Earthbound, where it's like the enemies in the middle, and your profiles are around, and you have like an emotion system. Everyone starts neutral, but if you make yourself angry, you do more damage, but take more damage, and you can make yourself sad, cool. And then you do less damage and high defense. And there's other ones that's like you can make yourself excited, which I think gives you like less mana on magic and stuff. But it's just like it's a really good game. It's got a really good story. Again, the story's like kind of horror and also touches really heavy stuff. But if you like kind of psychological horror games, it's interesting. It's really good. I had a great time with this. I played it quite a while ago, maybe like 3 or 4 months ago, maybe longer. But it's one of those games where you start listening to the soundtrack again, and you're like, man, that game was really good, and the soundtrack's like banging as well. So, but I think if you like stuff like Undertale and Earthbound, and don't mind psychological horror, it's definitely
where can you find this?
I think it's on most platforms. It's definitely on Steam, because that's where I played it. I think it's on Switch. It's like it's £20, I think.
No, it's currently on sale right now, £12.
Oh, there you go. Look how cute this game is. Oh man, this game's really really fucked up.
Okay.
But yeah, I very much recommend that. It was like kickstarted, I think, and it's like 30,000 reviews. It's a very popular game.
Okay, that's weird. Just never heard of it.
No, I absolutely loved it and thought, like I said, the soundtrack's really.
There's one screenshot in that run of screenshots. If you go right to the end, which is decidedly unlike the rest of the promotional art for this game. Hold on, keep going.
Look, always cute.
No, keep going. One more. One more.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So
I was like, "Well, hold up there."
So yeah, you look at this and it's very.
Is that a yellow submarine? Is that a Beatles reference?
That's a yellow submarine, and there are alligators.
Well, there you go. It also says similar to Pyre, so maybe I should give this a look. I have a game I can talk about. I almost didn't want to talk about it because you ever boot up a game and it starts playing and you're like, oh, this isn't for me. This just is not aimed at me at all.
Yeah.
And that is Daemon X Machina, which
Ooh.
I thought I'd be all about because it's mechs and the mechs look sick. And when you're actually boosting around as a mech, I'm like, this is neat. It's literally everything around the flying a mech around is terrible. I can't stand.
Really?
Actually, and the soundtrack is an absolute banger. The soundtrack is kick ass. But apart from that, I was like, I don't think I want to talk about this game because I think it's got quite good reviews. So if you're into this, hats off to you. I could not stand playing this game.
You're playing on pad, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
And this is the game that's free on Epic this week, although probably not when you're listening to the podcast.
Oh yeah, it's probably be changed by now. I think.
I missed the boat on this one, but you didn't miss anything.
That's a big shame because this game looked great and it was locked to the Switch for a really long time.
Yeah. To the point where I was almost tempted to buy it. Back when I was playing the Switch, and I'm glad I didn't because
it looks great.
I don't want to go into it. It's just way too much faffing around. All the characters are just the most generic anime tropes you can think of, all crammed into one characters, and multiple characters that are just the same anime trope, right? There's this huge, expansive cast of characters that keep showing up. And they all fill into like one of 4 archetypes, the classic anime tough guy, cute anime girl, or dominatrix anime girl.
Get in the mecha, Olive Meister-chan.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's not for me. It's not for me.
So I would have thought you would have loved generic anime. That's exactly your thing, right?
Well, I can usually put up with that stuff if the game is good, but there's so much other things and then you get into a mission and it's like 30 seconds of shooting drones and then that's the mission and then you go back to fucking anime town and the characters won't shut up again and it's just not for me.
Is it just a genre that you think you might not like? Because there's a whole mech genre, right? And people love
so way back in the day on 360 there was the perfect game called Chrome Hounds. I don't know if anyone played it. I know
of this, never played it.
Chrome Hounds, yeah. Literally the perfect game. Well, that's a bit hyperbolic, but it's close. And I've been chasing that high ever since, and nothing is quite... I've played Armored Core. I've played... Armored Core, yeah. And, that's, yeah. I played Zone of the Enders, and nothing quite...
I wouldn't have thought you'd be into these sorts of games, but I didn't know you.
What, mech games?
Well, when have you ever talked about mech games?
It's because there aren't any. When was the last mech game? What was the last mech game that came out that you remember?
Deus Ex Machina.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Battletech.
Battletech. Yes, I played a shitload of Battletech.
The hell is Battletech?
It's a great mech game. Oh my god. What is Battletech?
I still go into the memory there.
Yeah, Battletech is Mech Warrior, the original name for Mech Warrior. So it's it's like a turn-based. I'm hesitant to say it's not really XCOM at all, but that kind of setup. You have a squad and you go on missions. Yeah. Yes, Battletech is awesome.
Behemoth, Glitch.
I should play BattleTech again. I was playing BattleTech when I was like, I was so busy that I was like catching missions here and there when I could, and I didn't ever really give it a proper go. But I fucking love what I played. It's so cool that game.
I've never heard of this.
Just cool. I like robots. Okay, I like cool robots, and Daemon X Machina has cool robots, but it has nothing else going for it.
That's a shame.
That's my paragraph review. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know.
I think we
got to the first boss fight, beat the first boss. Didn't impress me, and then I was like, I'm just gonna call it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
So you can put it in the same genre as Star Fox, where you're never gonna get a proper mech game. Never gonna get a proper Star Fox.
Never gonna get another Star Fox game. Yes, pretty much. Yeah,
You need to get into more genres that aren't dead.
Not dead genres.
Have you tried playing popular games?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of popular games, what isn't popular is Hyperscape, because that game is absolutely dead now. Did anyone?
No, I don't want to talk about Hyperscape.
We're talking about Hyperscape.
Oh, I do.
We all played Hyperscape, right?
I just want to head this segue
I
off.
did.
No, I watched.
Let's talk about NFTs.
I mean, I thought it was okay. I'm not surprised it's dead. Like, not in the slightest.
Yeah.
When
it was
you
okay.
say
You played.
You thought it was
3,
okay.
I watched.
Thank you.
No,
We
you
both
go,
know
Sam.
where we go. Okay, you played like 3 or 4 games, got your win, and then went, I finished this game now, put it down, and was like, I never have to play this again.
But it was okay in a world where that's not good enough anymore. Like when there are like 4 or 5 different battle royales that are all freely available because they're all free to play anyway. It's like I'm not gonna. It can be competent. It's not a bad game, but it's just like I have no reason to play this.
Well, it reminded me of all of the spin-off MOBAs that came out after it was clear that this was a 2-man fight, right? There was Dota and there was League, and then Smite was hanging around, awkwardly off to the side, like not terrible, not failing, but not massive either. And it was like we already had PUBG and we had
Fortnite.
What was the other one? Fortnite. Thank you, God. How did I forget Fortnite?
That
small indie game.
Small
Fortnite.
indie game. Fortnite.
Yeah. we already had PUBG and we had Fortnite, and it was like, what does this game have? You can jump high. I don't know.
This game
had grenade launchers.
This game for me had the biggest problem for it was the whole map felt exactly the same. There was like 1 or 2 standout buildings, like the church, but otherwise every single street on it was about the same. I was totally lost every single time. When all other battle royales had like varied maps, like you knew locations. In this one, I had no idea unless I was at the church where I was, and it was all very monotone because it was all the same. And the powers were interesting. There was like a hamster ball power or something. And so
I remember that.
And there was Twitch integration.
I remember that in Fortnite.
There was
God, it was in Fortnite, wasn't it? I think Fortnite stole it.
But that's
I do it slightly differently, but yeah, the Twitch integration was like an interesting idea, but they sponsored streamers up the wazoo on the launch day for this, and then every single one did not play again afterwards, and that tells you like how good of a game it was.
Yeah, I always think it's funny when a new Battle Royale launches and everyone, you see all the big 40, 50,000 viewers on playing Hyperscape, and they're all like, yeah, I could see myself really getting into this. And then it's like, okay, but I'll come back tomorrow and I bet you'll be on Fortnite. Or whatever again, yeah.
The thing about that, though, is Apex did exactly the same thing, and it worked.
Oh, yeah, I think it... but I think you have to have the game to back it up.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think this game was bad. I think its biggest sin was that it showed up criminally late to the party and expected to be really popular. And it's like, no, you're a couple years late.
Apex was a weird one where it was like, it came at the time where people were like, okay, we've played Fortnite to death, now what? Then Apex showed up and people went hard on that. And then they realized it wasn't getting updates but it died off very quickly, and then they clawed their way back up. Like that was an interesting story of a game, but like Hyperscape was just like instantly dead on arrival. No one gave a shit.
I mean,
and it's now
Warzone was out right when Hyperscape came out. I think. Let's have it.
Maybe one of the COD battle royales was definitely out.
Yeah, so Warzone was March 2020. I'm trying to get like a time frame because I think there's a hard line. So yeah, this July. So this came out. Hyperscape came out after Warzone, which as soon as Call of Duty takes its slice of anything, it's like okay.
Yeah.
But Apex was pre Warzone. So like I said, it's not arrogance because I know games take a long time to make, right? So it comes out when it comes out. But to release a battle royale in a world where PUBG, Fortnite, Warzone, and everything else exists, it's like you're not going to take a big slice of the pie because you've got these...
but if you set your expectations accordingly, I think there's room for more stuff in that genre.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that I'm not personally maybe fiending for it, but if something interesting came out, I would give it a go.
But it's
the
problem you have with these sorts of games is they're not just released and there it is. They're sold as live services. And if you're not confident that it's going to keep a strong player base, you lose confidence in its ability to perpetually give you updates. And again, why would I play this when I can go over to Apex, Fortnite, PUBG, Warzone, when I know for a fact they've got literally, in terms of Fortnite's point of view, weekly updates of new content. Whereas,
that's what I mean. If you put your AAA studio on a $500 million budget battle royale right now, probably not going to get a return on that. But that doesn't mean there's not room for someone smaller to come along with a.
There's actually a perfect example. There's a battle royale that's recently, I think it's releasing soon. It's been in early access for a while, called Super People, which is, I think it's Chinese or Japanese developed. I played one or two matches.
I've seen a lot of this game actually.
Yeah.
And it's basically your basic battle royale. The hook of it is that you get given a random superpower when you log in or when you go into the map. And you can, before the match starts, you can like spend your gold to change it to another random one or a specific one. So it's kind of uneven. And other than that, it's just like your basic battle royale. So they're trying something, and some people seem to like it. It's a weird one for sure, but there's still room for battle royales. It's just you've got to try new things.
You have to stand out, and that's not what Ubisoft is good at right now.
I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this.
I think it's China. You got like I signed up during the alpha phase or something, and it's like you have to sign up with a phone number, which kind of really sucks.
I'm convinced this is some kind of pyramid scheme.
It looks like PUBG.
Yeah. When I played it, I got two of the most boring superpowers. It's like one was like Breacher, you can breach through doors, but no doors were locked, and you could just open them.
This is PUBG.
And
this is PUBG.
Gunner,
I've got that power.
Was blind or something. And where you could blind people or something. There seems to be more interesting superpowers, but there are also some real duds in there. So the game looks pretty. It has some polish to it. But, there are still battle royales coming out, and they are trying some new things. But I think you can do more battle royales, more MOBAs and stuff. You just have to put a really good spin on it and market it correctly. Release it at a good time, like when people are when there's a lull in that genre.
The best battle royale that came out when there were already big players. That is a good one, but it's not what I was thinking. That came out and made a splash because it was different. Is Fall Guys?
Yes. Although I would think that's more game. Technically, it's a battle royale, but it just feels like mini game.
It is. It's 100 players narrowed down to one.
Take on the battle royale.
It's still a battle royale,
And I think that's what you need to do if you want to realistically, at least try and get attention.
You can't just make PUBG again.
You can't just make.
You got to make your own thing. Yeah.
What if we make this game that's been out for 5 years? but we just make our own version of it. Like,
Or you can have a massively popular IP like Pokemon and then just make League of Legends again, and then you'll probably be okay.
Side note about Fall Guys: it is basically Squid Games, but not real killing. So
I don't know. They probably die in Fall Guys. They fall off screen. You can't convince me there's not spikes below.
They have like some kind of panic behind their eyes. I can see it.
I mean, like you say, it's basically Squid Game. The whole death game show formula is really old. You might have heard of a very old movie called Battle Royale.
I watched that.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, but this is Squid Game is like mini games basically in a way. And Fall Guys is mini games. It's a battle royale with mini games, and that is Squid Games. So
there you go. We got
a little property you might have heard of. It's called Mario Party.
The original death game show.
Wait, who's the guy on the right? He
I
looks
don't
like
know.
He's been photoshopped in.
I'm not convinced this is a real image.
No, that's from the
Is that
second
The Rock?
movie.
Is that The Rock? Yeah. What?
Oh, this is terrible for listeners. Let's just keep zooming.
Oh god, but shall we move on to the other Ubisoft news? Or
Yeah, so the other Ubisoft news. Oh god, this image. Let me get rid of this image.
Assassin's Creed is also shutting down.
no,
Ubisoft are closing down forever. No, basically NFTs are here to stay, and you're all wrong, and you don't understand.
we're all stupid.
You're all stupid. Let me get a big Ubisoft logo. There we go.
I don't understand. Valve have been doing unique digital items for years, and nobody has a problem with them. Ubisoft, you can have your cake and eat it. Just don't call them NFTs. Just don't make them NFTs. What's wrong with you?
Did you watch that Line Goes Up video?
I had it on in the background and understood very little of it.
Yeah,
NFTs are a scam, so that's all I got from that.
There's a very good video on YouTube called Line Goes Up, and it went kind of viral. And you know, as viral as like a 2-hour long sit down with a bald bloke can go. Mm-hmm. Talking about.
Well, here's hoping, right, Josh?
yeah, any day now. Talking about NFTs, this, that, and the other, what they do, why they're good, why they're bad. And it seems like a lot of it is. I think he put it down as it's like the monetization of everything, which is just like there's a lot of, you know, you can buy stuff in microtransactions, this, that, and the other, but if you give ownership to stuff, you know, it creates whole new markets of like reselling and this, that, and the other, and basically people just love that. And I think we said before when they first talked about NFTs, there was that massive, what was it called? It was Quartz. Is that right? Ubisoft Quartz?
Is that? I thought they were just carrying on with that.
Yeah, Quartz is their NFT platform.
Yeah, so that's and everyone was mad about it, but their stock price went up when they announced they were doing it, and it was the same for Square Enix as well. I think Square Enix put out a tweet saying like, "Oh yes, we're excited about NFTs in the future, and we want to see what happens." And again, like stock price goes up. So I think it's getting to the point where there's all this backlash, but it's gonna happen. I think there's no way around it, really. It looks
or is that just what they want you to think so that you'll invest and prop up the people who have already invested all their money, who have a vested interest in getting you to buy into this stupid system?
Well, that's the conversation, isn't it? It's just like, if it's all one really elaborate pyramid scheme propped up by cryptocurrency, I don't know. I
think the idea of owning digital items, which is essentially what this is, you'll have a gun with a serial number on it, and it will be unique to you, is a thing that we've seen before. And I think it's a cool idea, right? That you can get an item that is unique to yours, and you can do what you want with it within Ubisoft's whatever fucking ecosystem. But it's just like attaching this NFT brand to it is such a dumb way to go about it. I don't know.
But then are we at the point now where if they tried to do it without talking about NFTs, do you get backlash of oh, we see you trying to sneak it in. We're not stupid.
I know. I think they could definitely do it in a correct way, but they just haven't. And we actually missed an important part of like why we're talking about it because of the interview they did. There was a viral moment that's been posted around on Twitter.
Yeah.
Where one of the Ubisoft heads was like, I'll read it out. It says, "I think gamers don't get what digital secondary market can bring to them for now because of the current situation and context of NFTs. Gamers really believe it's first destroying the planet and second just a tool for speculation. But what we at Ubisoft are seeing first is the end game. The end game about giving players the opportunity to resell their items once they're finished with them, or once they're finished playing the game itself. So really, it's for them. It's really beneficial, but they just don't get it for now." And that's what spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
That interview.
I mean, fundamentally, it is really bad for the planet. There's no like scooting around that.
And it is just a tool for speculation. It is gambling. It's just gambling. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, depending on whatever system they set up, it's all based around blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies anyway. So when it talks about reselling, you know, this, that, and the other, is that all related to cryptocurrency as well, or are they? What if they're planning their own like wallet or whatever? You know, Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Vouchers.
I don't know. I haven't looked
Like
too much into it, but
Steam wallet.
It feels like they complain. Not complain, but they talk about how gamers don't understand what it is and this, that, and the other. But at no point do any of these companies actually try to explain it to people. They know it's bad press, but they continue to keep talking about it without still explaining fundamentally what it is. I don't know. It's just...
because once you fully understand it, then that's the point where you're like, oh, this is a scam.
Yeah.
This is just
yeah.
This is just gambling in a way that is massively harmful to the planet.
But it does feel like a lot of these companies are jumping on. You know,
every company.
YouTube, Twitter, they're all jumping in. Twitter was the unique profile pictures, I think.
Yeah.
And YouTube haven't announced anything yet, but they've hinted at it.
YouTube CEO has come out and said like, "Oh yeah, we're excited about the future of crypto."
So, I have a question because you've watched the documentary on NFT, so you are basically an expert now.
Basically, an expert.
Is this similar to the Diablo real money auction house? Yeah, I know we had the comparison to the Steam marketplace, but is it also similar to that in a way?
I suppose so.
Like the gaming aspect of it, like where you could get a sword in Diablo, use it, then sell it on the real money auction house for real money. Someone else could buy it, then use it.
I think ultimately,
in terms of the end game for the player, yes.
For the gaming part of it, not like the art, which is usually stolen or whatnot.
Well, we don't know. We don't know what Ubisoft was buying.
Yeah, it feels like ultimately it'll be the like the chocolate sauce or the whipped cream on top of the already shit sundae, where it's like all of this ultimately is to be piled on top of loot boxes and item rarity.
Yeah,
because how else do you make it worthwhile?
It's just Counter-Strike guns again.
It's just Counter-Strike guns, or in this case of this image, Counter-Strike legs with the word Quartz 27 written on it.
But all of them will be unique except for one pixel difference.
Or
like on the tip of a gun.
Yeah. So it's just I guess it just ties into the Counter-Strike loot boxes with rarity.
Yeah.
But
and
now as opposed to being unique IDs attached to each item, as Valve probably do it, it's just all on the blockchain.
The fun thing about like Counter-Strike gambling, because it is gambling.
It is gambling, yeah.
Let's be real. It's buying into what's the word? Not prospecting. We just said it. I've already forgotten it. Speculation. Buying into speculation.
Yeah.
And hoping your gun gets more valuable than someone else's gun, etc. The fun thing about that is it's all cosmetic, right? You can play Counter-Strike just fine and not engage with that in any way and have exactly the same experience as someone who spent hundreds of pounds on crates or skins or whatever. The problem with the Diablo one was it just cut the fun of the game off at the knees when instead of playing the game to get good stuff, it was like, just drop a couple quid and get the best in slot legendary for your class.
Yeah.
Why play? Why even play at that point? And that was the problem with the Diablo thing. That's before, and it's like that's what I'd be worried about if Ubisoft was getting into this.
Or a lot of their games now are based around numbers. I know it sounds like a really stupid sentence, but it's
like... it is 100%. They remade Assassin's Creed into an RPG so that they could sell you rare gear in loot boxes.
Yeah, and before they changed, what was it? Ghost Recon
Breakpoint.
What's Wildlands? Is that the one before?
Wildlands and then Breakpoint.
They're all the same.
Ghost Recon John Barenthal.
Isn't that also a numbers game now? I think they changed it so it's less numbers, but it was a numbers game and it bombed, didn't it? It got like really bad reviews.
Yeah, it still is. They just added other stuff that you can ignore all that.
Yeah.
But the game is like obviously not made for that. It
just seems like they're doing it to all their games now. I guess people want a new Splinter Cell, but do you want a Splinter Cell where you shoot a guy in the head from stealth and a number pops out?
Yeah.
The Division is all numbers.
That's it, right? That would be the sort of the worst case scenario is they have this NFT store where you can just buy not only skins but the best stuff in the game right off the bat.
Yeah.
And Ubisoft gets a
cut. What about Assassin's Creed? That's not numbers yet, is it?
That is numbers, yeah.
Yeah, 100% numbers.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are levels in Assassin's Creed.
I think they've gotten better with it because I haven't played them in ages. But I heard a thing about it was the Egypt one, right? Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah,
that was the first one with numbers, and there were situations they might have patched it out. I don't know, but where you could like backstab an enemy, and they wouldn't die because you don't do enough damage.
There is some like elite enemies you couldn't just
and it's
assassinate while they were sleeping.
Come on.
Yeah,
I did agree. I do agree with that. Actually, now thinking about it, when I was playing Just Dance, I did dance and the numbers went up.
Yeah.
It's all numbers. I see it now.
So end goal of NFTs is loot boxes in Just Dance to get higher scores.
I think it always was, right? It's
work for those NFTs.
Yeah, you can dance to Ra Ra Rasputin with NFTs attached. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. There's the talk of all NFTs and metaverse, and where it feels like you're right on the cusp of things drastically changing, but it hasn't happened yet. And all you can do is wait, observe it.
All this talk about metaverse and NFTs and things, I do feel very old man. It's like the first time I tried to use Twitter. I'm like, I don't get it.
You feel very old man, but you probably know more about it than most people.
Mm-hmm.
But even talking about NFTs then, with my admittedly limited understanding, I was still like, I don't want to step on people's toes. If you're really into NFTs, but aren't they just a scam that's killing the planet? Like, is that not?
I mean, it's like I said. That
am I wrong?
the video line goes up is 2 hours long, and it's hard to. It's interesting to listen to, but it's hard to retain a lot of like the key parts of information.
It did that thing that YouTube documentaries do, where it goes, so what is an NFT? Well, first we have to start at the banking crisis in the 1960s in Wall Street, Central America. And you're like, okay, here we go.
Ultimately, the problem with all these things is always just, it's capitalism.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's 2 hours of information. You come away you come away going NFTs are bad, duh. And then someone says, okay, tell me exactly why. And you're like, it's lots of little things that I know. I guess like
the planet.
The planet.
It's like everyone who's trying to get people into NFTs, right, are like at the top of the pyramid right now, and every person they win over who buys into this system means that their thing that they already put money down on is now inherently more valuable than it was before this person jumped on. So I just think it's, how can you trust anyone when they say NFTs are the next big thing who already has an NFT?
Well, it's all tied to crypto, and it's like a crypto coin of any type it's theoretical money, right? To sell it, someone has to buy it.
Yes.
So
crypto, though, at least you can kind of like explain away. Like NFTs, it's if you can't find someone who doesn't own an NFT or is not planning to buy one who can like sell you one, but getting one, who doesn't benefit from it, I'm like, then maybe good, but
Yeah.
So, I think crypto and NFTs, like crypto confuses me still as much as NFTs, but I think there is probably fine. I don't get it myself. Probably there is some benefit to it, but NFTs, it's just like I can't see any positives.
NFTs just an extension of crypto, ultimately.
It's all just gambling. It's all just gambling.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Whatever intentions there were at the start, it has now become. People look at a lot of crypto coins as a stock, as an investment.
Yes,
whereas the original argument was always, a currency not tied to a centralized bank and stuff like that.
No, it's tied to a couple of really rich people instead.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
I don't have it.
I somehow also feel like I'm digging myself a hole.
I have nothing else to add to this. I'll leave it at that. But
I think owning unique digital items is a cool idea. I just think this NFT stuff is just it's just harmful. Just don't do it.
I bought some gun skins for Counter-Strike Global Offensive because I don't buy into a lot of the loot boxes. I think if I want a gun on it, it's like I'd rather pay a tenner and get what I want than Lux and boxes. And at no point when I bought what I had was being able to resell it a key factor in my mind. I just wanted the skin. So I watched
Sam open 4 Counter-Strike crates and find a knife worth £100 odd, and then he sold it, and there you go.
So there you go.
It was gambling,
and that's the dream. Because
really, that's the dream. Yeah.
Statistically, by you doing that, on the other side of the fence are a handful of people that opened a shitload of boxes and got nothing.
More than half.
And then bought Sam's knife because they were so frustrated.
Yeah, it's the mindset as well, right? Because my mindset when I did that was, I have these 4 crates, so I'm just going to open them. Just see what's in them. Never at any point was it, I'm going to try and open these to sell stuff.
Yes, that was... you can't deny when you open something fun in a Counter-Strike crate, you're like, this is worth some money. That's exciting, But it's literally gambling. Like me and my housemate would play a bunch of Counter-Strike, and then it would be like, you want to pay £2 and spin the wheel on a crate? And we'd be like, it's kind of fun. Yeah. We just spent £50 on groceries, so that seems relatively minor. Yeah.
Let's open. What's the?
Counter-Strike? Can you get crates in game as well, or do you have to pay for the crates?
You get crates.
Oh, okay. So it's not 100%.
Open the crates,
yeah, you buy the keys.
Okay. Can you get the keys in game at all?
No.
I was trying to find that website that is like pretend case opening.
Oh yeah, you used to get your dopamine, didn't you?
Yeah, you can do it through that.
Yeah.
Cases.
Because that's what I used to do. It sounds so stupid, but if I ever got a crate, I'd like put it in the inventory and I'd roll a fake one online and get like I'd land on a 3p 3 pence pistol skin and be like, I'm okay with this. And then go and play some more ranked.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all the NFT stuff. I mean, like I say, it feels like we're on the cusp of...
I'm angry. I feel like I've been really negative this week, apart from Vampire Survivors.
You need to calm down, man.
I do, yeah.
I mean, other than that, the other news you've got is, which I was somewhat accurate about. I think it was last week or the week. No, it was definitely last week.
Last week, yeah.
I remember it.
The next 3 Call of Duties are going to be on PlayStation.
Confirmed on PlayStation, yeah.
I'd have to go back and listen, but I believe your exact words were...
Nope.
Next one is on PlayStation. Next one is on PlayStation. The one after that is a skip year, and then the one after that is not on PlayStation.
I think you need to check your sources.
What have they actually just announced, Josh?
So it's Call of Duty 2022.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty 2023.
Yeah.
And whatever the next Warzone is.
Yeah. All on PlayStation.
Will all be on PlayStation.
Those are the ones that are confirmed, and anything else is maybe they will, maybe they won't.
They won't. I feel strongly that they won't. I feel like we said before, this is their way of slowly siphoning the player base to Game Pass.
Okay, so we need someone to clip this somehow, and then in 2024...
But what does it matter? He keeps moving the goalposts.
In 2024, when or 2025. I'm not sure when Warzone is going to release, but yeah, come back and we'll see. We'll still be doing this podcast for sure.
Definitely.
2 years later.
I mean, if there's... Sorry, you go ahead.
Well, I just thought it was interesting. I wonder is Microsoft going to keep up this serialized Call of Duty? And it seems like at least in the short term they are, if we're getting a 2022 and a 2023 Call of Duty.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I'm not a big business CEO, obviously. But in my mind, it makes the most sense. If you make an acquisition this massive, you kind of just keep letting it do its thing, at least for a few years. It's like...
When does the sale get finalized?
I think it's...
Because they're getting investigated for the Competition Commission, right? Or whatever it's called, is investigating them right now to make sure it's
antitrust and then
antitrust. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know what the thing I said was.
Competition Commission.
It's a thing. Hold on.
The Competition Commission.
Yeah. That might be the UK one.
Why's it got a rhyme like that?
Isn't it cooler though than the antitrust
cool.
investigation or whatever?
They kick the door in. They're all wearing suits and black sunglasses, and they're like, "Yeah, we're the Competition Commission."
Yeah. Apparently it closed years ago. All right, well, I don't know where I got that from.
I think it was late this year. I think the Activision thing is sorted.
I thought they said
late
July
this year,
2020. I thought they said July next year.
Or maybe it was next year then. I don't know. I just make
because then it's going to be, until then it's business as usual, right? So we're going to get, and at that point, these CODs are all going to be so far along that there's not any point in like just calling it off. So
yeah, I think the biggest surprise there is that Warzone's getting a sequel. I think it makes me think that if we're getting a Warzone sequel, which is what I've tied in with COD 23, right? Maybe COD 23 will be the next big
Modern Warfare
jump.
2.
It'll be the big jump again in fidelity. You know, like how how Modern Warfare was, like graphically and technically, it was a bit of a jump. You were like, okay, this definitely looks better than Black Ops 4. Maybe you'll see that again.
Well, excuse me. I should have muted that. I think if I had to, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Steve. You can go.
No, I was gonna say I'm hoping that 2023 is goes back to medieval times. You know, no more guns, just crossbows.
They'd never do that.
They would never do that.
No, I know, but wishful thinking.
I think that the next Warzone will be built from the ground up as a free-to-play thing, rather than some weird offshoot to a Call of Duty. Because it felt, even playing Warzone, it feels like they never intended this to be the platform it is going forward, right? It feels like they were like, oh, we just have to keep this going for a year until the next guys take over. Yeah. And then, because you play Warzone, and Warzone, I don't personally enjoy it, but it feels very dated. Even when it came out, it doesn't feel like it was built. It feels like the engine is struggling to keep up. Yeah,
well, Warzone started as the companion piece, similar to the single player mode, the campaigns. It was the companion piece to the multiplayer. The multiplayer was always the big pull. People play, they get home from school or home from work, you turn on your Xbox or PlayStation and you play Call of Duty multiplayer for an hour and you just zone out. You just get kills. And like, that was the main mode. And now Warzone has taken that spot entirely. I wouldn't be surprised if eventually you just get two different like games that are both free to play. You have a free to play multiplayer suite and a free to play Warzone, and the campaign is just gone. Because
that's what they tried with Black Ops 4, right? No campaign.
I think it was
only multiplayer.
I think it was too soon. I think it was too early. I think people will be more receptive to that now than they were back then.
Oh yeah, well the problem with that, with Warzone, Black Ops 4, was you were still playing full price for a game that was just multiplayer and a battle royale, right?
Yeah,
I think as long as they are still getting a good amount of players on the COD part, the COD multiplayer, not the Warzone, the COD, they will still be selling the game individually. You know, it won't go free to play while they're still getting like players. if Warzone has cannibalized a lot of those players, I could see them then making the main multiplayer game.
Yeah, I think
free-to-play.
I think it has. I don't know the official numbers, but
Hmm.
I guarantee a large number of Warzone players will be ex multiplayer fanatics.
It is a very weird experience booting up. As someone who bought Call of Duty but not Cold War, when we tried to play Warzone, it was like, this is all kind of available to you, but some of it isn't quite available to you. And it was like, this is very weird. I wish they would just, they're going to do it, right?
Yeah.
Make a free-to-play Battle Royale. And that's what I imagine the next one will be, just not tied to a game. Just
it needs a fresh start. It's
yeah.
Call of Duty's in a really weird spot if you go back and try and play the old ones. Because if you go back and try to play like Modern Warfare or Black Ops 4 or whatever, it pumps you full of ads for Warzone and Battle Passes for like the new games.
Yeah.
When you're like, I just want to play the Modern Warfare
Can I just
campaign.
play my Call of Duty game? Yeah.
And it's just like
that Warzone is carrying too much baggage from Call of Duty. What was it? Modern Warfare, which is an arena shooter, basically.
Yeah,
wasn't built for a battle royale.
It needs a fresh start, and I again, it's one of those things where I'm like, it needs a fresh start. It's like it's doing fine. It makes millions of dollars every second.
Yeah.
But I would like to see a fresh start because I'm not going to. I'm not. Sorry, you go.
I was going to say, moving from one shooter to another.
Yeah.
So we're kind of running around in circles a little bit. Halo series, March 24th.
Oh, the Halo
The trailer just come out.
Yep.
Hold on, I'm gonna go watch it. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
So I don't know. So Halo's getting a TV series. Who knows anything about this? Because I'm not big into this really.
So this is a retelling of the original Halo story pre the games, as far as I am led to understand, and it's a fresh take on it. They're calling it the Silver in air quotes timeline, as if it's secondary to the actual game. So this is like a new starting point, like the MCU did with Marvel. This is like a new starting point, so they can tell things in a way that's like more easily digestible as a TV series than you have to tell the story of the first game, including all of the, I can't with you the episode where Master Chief shoots 100 Covenant, and that's the whole episode. This is more built from the ground up for TV, and I'm gonna go watch it right now. Hold on, I'll be right back.
So the canon officially starts here, I guess. Everything from this point onwards, it's like we're gonna try and make it more streamlined.
I mean, this has been in the works for a while, but they literally 26 minutes ago, they've given a release date, March 24th.
What is it? What is it on? Is it on like
Paramount Plus?
Do we even get that in England?
I don't think so.
It'll be on Sky Atlantic or something.
Yeah.
I'll be able to watch it somehow.
I think it's like it's interesting. I think Halo has a really good story, but I don't see how any one company has the budget to do the kinds of things that happens in Halo. If that, I just don't see how you can be like, we're just gonna make a TV show about Halo, which is just a grand space opera, like a classic.
A movie
space
sounds
opera.
way more likely than a TV show. It feels like it'd be better suited to a movie than a week by week.
Yeah.
Who's voicing?
So far we've only seen like still images, and it looks okay, but it's always going to be like, okay, in motion, how stupid is it going to look?
Yeah.
With a dude in like styrofoam armor, pretending to be
who's
Master
playing
Chief.
the chief?
I can't remember his name. It's the guy in Orange is the New Black, and they call him Porn Stash. I'm pretty sure.
It's an isekai, and he falls into a different universe, and now he's Master
That's
Chief.
it. Pablo Schreiber.
Oh, okay.
I don't know this person at all.
For me, I'm not a big Halo fan, so I'm like, I'll watch this if it gets if it comes out,
Dude's
people are like,
jacked.
oh my god, it's the best. but it's not something I'm like actively.
No, I feel
in.
like even as not a big Halo person, I've got to watch it just to see if they can translate the video game.
I just watched the
into
trailer
TV
while you
series.
guys were talking. It looks expensive. They're throwing a lot of money and weight behind this. It looks, very pricey.
If he takes his helmet off before the finale, I don't care.
If he takes his helmet off, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's how Halo works.
And you can do it tastefully. Mandalorian was good with that. Where they got, big budget actor to play the Mandalorian. And he takes his helmet off very rarely. I just feel like a lot of people, with these sorts of shows, they want to, I want to see my face on screen. It's like, no.
Yeah, they want to have them.
You are a helmet.
Yeah, because they want them to be associated with the character, but if you never see their face, do you really associate them?
No, I think people are savvy more now than they were, especially with like everyone's watching stuff on tablets and things. I think you can be like, oh, I like that Mandalorian guy. What else has he been in it? Oh, he's I've forgotten his name now too. You know what I'm talking about.
People don't do that. Like even Amazon, on Amazon Prime, if you watch on PC or if you paused it, it will show you the actors on screen for who's in that current scene.
Oh yeah.
I still do not care about that. I'm just like, I instantly, it's gone seconds after they disappear.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have cared if he had whether he has his helmet on or off.
I would have cared if his shirt was on or off, but,
I just don't want episode 1 of this show. It ends and he's tired in his room. And he takes his helmet off and he's like, "Oof, I'm Master Chief and I'm tired," or something.
I think after the Mandalorian, people know that you can leave the helmet on, and it adds a lot to it.
Yeah.
You don't need that character to have his face.
Well, they're doing a dramatic remix of "In the Air Tonight."
I need to watch it. I'll watch it after this is over.
You're my live. I like. It looks expensive. The vehicles look cool. The suit looks alright in motion, actually. Yeah, I know this isn't playing well for people listening.
Even I'm listening, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I thought Master Chef already had his own series.
That's Mr. Chief to you.
That's Master Halo.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful. It looks like it could be fun.
Okay.
Right, are there any more? There's a few more news stories, but I don't think they're that overly interesting. You've got Crysis 4. Crysis.
Yeah. I don't even know what Crysis is, to be honest, other than Crytek make it.
Let's do a quick roundup of the last 2 bits. Crysis 4 has been announced. It's literally the trailer is someone's 3D CG reel. It's just a bunch of.
Is that Halo again?
It's basically Halo.
Okay.
But Crysis 4 has been announced. And you've also got Valve's Nintendo Switch is coming out on February 25th.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you can get that still, because there was lists and pre-orders and stuff.
You can definitely slap money down, but I don't think you won't get it. You won't get it on that day. I think they give you an estimate.
It looks like it's interesting, but it's just there's so much competing for your time and money right now. Is it worth to play PC games on, thing when you're at your PC anyway?
Oh, it's
and you've got a Switch.
You're not the market. I don't think it's for.
Yeah, I don't think I am.
I am the market. I commute an hour and a half every day for work. So but by train. I'm not driving.
Yeah.
So it's for me to be like, okay, yeah, I'll play. I don't know.
What game would you want to play on it?
I don't know.
You get it done this week. What would you play?
Vampire Survivors, yeah. But God of War runs on it, so that's just an example, right? Suddenly you can play something like that.
My only thing about this is I hope that Nintendo sees this and be like, oh shit, we can have a Switch that performs well. Let's make our next one better.
Well, it has to be. The next one will be better anyway. You can't just...
Will it? Will it? It's Nintendo, will it?
It's our next console. It's the Switch again.
I bet...
It's the Switch U.
I'd put money on them not even knowing this is a thing over at Nintendo.
Yeah,
they're doing whatever the fuck they want. They don't care.
They're just like, yeah, whatever. No, that's
some guy in the Nintendo office,
just...
like, boss, you seeing this? They're making a Switch. What do we do? I don't know. Just make another one. What does it matter? Put out another Mario.
Are you seeing this? It's like, no, I can't see behind all the money that we're making.
Money fight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that scene from The Simpsons where they just start throwing money at each other. I love that so much. I can't spell Simpsons.
And then the last bit of news, I guess, is Blizzard have announced an unannounced survival game and are hiring people to make their new game in a new universe that's not, WoW, StarCraft, Diablo, Overwatch.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
I'm
excited. Give them a clean slate. Let's see what they can do.
Let me find the image for that because there is an attached.
It's hard
image.
to get excited about another early access survival game, and especially from Blizzard. So
Oh, I'm so ready.
But now
I'm excited to see what it will be. I'm not excited. I'm not like, oh, I'm fiending for it. I'm just like, will they redeem themselves a little bit?
I'm excited. Even what was the last fresh IP they put out was Overwatch, right? And we fucking loved Overwatch for a good, however long we played it for until we all got tired of it. But I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they probably can do well, but this will be the first thing that people will associate with Microsoft for sure, because it's like coming out probably when they will have been acquired by Microsoft. So there's a lot riding on this
if
game.
they're looking for people to actually start work on it, this game is not anywhere close to
This is not a game announcement. This is a recruitment page.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this will be out in a month as early access, and then it'll be in early access for 5-6 years. And then maybe they might release it. That's how all early access games go, don't they?
Or it'll be
early access games.
We don't know it's early access.
It's survival. Early access
also
and
Blizzard.
survival go hand in hand.
Blizzard have never made. Oh, I have made early access. I think Warcraft 3 Reforged was early access, right?
Yeah, they'll do something.
Still is.
Yeah,
they'll finish it one day.
I think we should be looking to Warcraft Reforged as a good indicator of what they're going to be doing.
That's during the bad Blizzard times. Now we're in the good Blizzard times, probably, maybe.
Now Phil Spencer's swooped in to save Blizzard and make good games again.
I think I saw on Wowhead that from a tweet that fans have actually taken to like making Warcraft Reforged what it should be, like really like going in with the graphic updates and stuff. I think I saw something like that. So you're getting your Warcraft Reforged, but it's not from Blizzard, it's from the fans, like actually fixing it themselves.
Jesus. I mean, like I say, it's part of the bad Blizzard era. I'm just going to assume for now that everything after this acquisition will be good. Could still be terrible. It might be that.
I think new Blizzard IP does not come along very often.
It does not.
And
no.
I think this is exciting. I think I want to be optimistic. This is my redemption arc for this episode. I'm optimistic about this.
Oh, you're finally cheering up.
Yeah, I'm happy now. Yeah. Got my Halo trailer.
Yeah.
Looks
I
alright.
saw it and I was like, we got to talk about this, even if it's just briefly.
Yeah, I think this could definitely be the light that they need to follow on the path to redemption. They just need, a good Warcraft expansion. Yeah.
It's not Blizzard now, right?
Yeah.
It's Microsoft. So this is, although we keep saying redemption, this is more the first step for Microsoft to be like, this isn't Blizzard. You know what I mean?
I don't know how much.
Though.
Yeah, it's all the same.
I know,
people.
but
I don't know how much. I don't think Phil Spencer's going to be there day one, programming his little unannounced survival game engine.
I think over time, a lot of the upper management will get, big beefy paychecks and get purged.
Yeah.
But the people making these games, I think, will largely be the same. Besides, obviously, who they're hiring. There's a lot of people. There's, for all the kind of crappy stuff that Blizzard have done recently, there are still amazing artists and programmers there that just want to make good games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's why they're still there.
I think the problem.
But we talked about it for the longest time that the survival genre is so untapped by big studios, right? And I would love to see a Blizzard come along and put their classic. It's gonna take 8 years to make. It's ready when it's ready, and it's got all the polish that we used to put on our games before the bad times.
But when like a AAA company touches something like this, do you just end up with a product that's like, oops, we accidentally just made an MMO again?
I don't think so. I think. Yeah, no, I don't think so. We gotta wait and see. Yeah.
Just don't panic, don't rush, just chill.
Yeah, don't overhype it. Don't overhype it. Don't burn it with fire straight away. Just wait and see what it becomes.
No, I'm excited. This is going to be best game of all time. What's it called? Goat?
That's your prediction.
Goat, yeah.
Blizzard game good. That is a bold prediction these days, to be fair.
I think Overwatch is good.
Overwatch 2 will be good now that I'll get it on Game Pass.
What was before that? Diablo 3? No.
Diablo.
Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, one of those three. No, it was Heroes of the Storm, then it was like Hearthstone, then Diablo.
Diablo 3 on console. That came
StarCraft expansions were in there somewhere, right?
Somewhere, yeah.
Sorry, I remembered the ending again. Anyone else got any news stories before we wrap this up?
Lost Ark is out in 9 days, but that's
so the real.
That's next week.
Yeah.
So the real, worry when it comes to the Halo movie or TV show was that how are they going to get the elites down, right? Because they're technically an alien, and every time they've tried to make them practical, they're really goofy. You can end at any point, by the way. But it looks like they look pretty good in this. I gotta say, they move like actual.
Okay.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
No, I'm not stop recording. I'm gonna let it be awkward.
I'll keep talking about it. They've redesigned Cortana.